All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Real Stocks and a gap up on the NASDAQ. Closed on Friday over the 200-day moving average. And today we're gapping up a little bit. This is the futures market. The market's not quite open yet, so there will be a gap on the Qs. We'll see if that does come back and get filled this morning. We saw yesterday a gap up between Friday and Sunday here, a little gap, and it came back and filled that gap here. And so far we came up there. So we'll see if we get a sell-off or not, or if that's our sell-off, or this will be a clean gap up, or if we're going to get some distribution in here. We'll just have to wait and see. All right, I'm going to go fill up my water. I have zero water. I'm going to go fill it up. I'll be right back. So if anyone jumps in here and says, "Where are you at?" let them know. All right, I'm back. Got my water. There's a few lurkers out there. So, yeah, we're holding here towards highs in the NASDAQ. Let's see how we open. MMNFF INSG up another 5% today. And there it is. It's around there somewhere. So, Lori, up another 5%. Damn. Should have jumped in this one back when I was thinking about it down here. INSG NE squares up 2% today. Does that take us? No, it doesn't take us out of this pattern. We have earnings coming up on 2/27. I need to get some ink. I got a bunch of papers to print. AMD gap up. I think we're going to have a lot of gaps up here today the way the NASDAQ's looking. So if there's anything you guys are looking at, you're definitely going to have to do some decision making here. ZTO up 2%. Fast moving. Too fast moving for me this morning. All right, ZTO up 2%, getting with the program. That's great. Friday had a good day here. Looks like Square, Gap, NetEase, INSG, NIO, Huya, CRISPR. Ooh, CRISPR, that's going to have it breaking out of that pattern. There's that longer term trend line there. Okay, everything's pretty choppy. I never clicked on Skyworks. What the hell? Okay, as my computer catches up to my mouse speed, apparently. Tesla, Goose, Twitter, VMW up 1%. Chegg, Team, Starbucks, Ahmed, Paycom, Thrill, MJ, Lilly, Flat, INS, NBEV, Amrin down here at the bottom right, down 6%. TTD, O'Reilly. Lilly has still been very interesting, guys. If you guys have been following along on Eli Lilly, still have extraordinary volumes, and we're slowly moving up. We haven't fallen through the floor yet, so maybe this is a new accumulation phase for Eli Lilly. I'm not quite sure how to. This one's a little bit tricky. You see here, there's a high volume week and another high volume week. That dropped through a level. This is kind of slowly rising. Not quite sure what to make of that. I mean, it looks like some distribution, but it's not moving down. All right, so MJ up a little bit as well. Check status on that. So that's looking pretty good. And back up to the highs. Okay, so let's see. ANFSI apparently no longer exists. Delisting. Okay, so they got delisted, so we can go ahead and... My mouse... Damn it, my mouse just died. Or did it? Yeah, I think it died. I hate wireless mouses. Okay, not nearly as good with this mouse, so but we'll see how it goes. Alright, so this one got delisted. See, this is... Alright, so this is my backup mouse. I still never have bought a second mouse. This backup mouse, when you click, sometimes it double clicks. So, weird things can happen. Chris, we're up 14%. Like I said, breaking through that longer-term trend line right there. Yeah, very nice. Looks like they did have earnings. You don't get an estimate out of it. Where the guy pulled a list of largest short positions and Lilly was the top. Really? Largest short? That seems very strange. Actually, we looked at Eli Lilly in FinViz the other day, and I didn't notice anything abnormal regarding their short float. Oh, I will say this: they did have 1 billion shares, so maybe the number of shares that was floated was larger. Yeah, it's still up here on my other screen. So there's Lilly. Short float's only 2%. But 2% of 1 billion shares, maybe that's why. Maybe it's just the number of shares floated, which doesn't account for the actual shares outstanding. That could be something. But thanks for bringing that up. Maybe that's why I see a lot of volume. Yeah, I don't. Maybe if they're covering those shorts, I mean that's weird. Short float's only 2%, so that would put it at what? 20 million shares. 20 million shares shorted. I mean, you see some of these days. So some of these days are 20 million shares. So I'm not quite sure what that's about. But anyway, it's getting on with the program, moving up. So I'm not not too mad at it. ZTO up 2.5%. ISG pulling back. Square pulling back slightly. Lumber liquidators is something that I've been looking with interest lately. Okay, so lumber liquidators looking really good here today. About to cross that high. Over some moving averages. I actually really like that here. Earnings are coming up here in a little bit. Looks like 3.5. So there's some time. There's definitely some time on lumber liquidators. Trying to get my options calculator open because lumber liquidator is looking really good here today. I think I still have some capital left, so maybe an ability to take a position. And where's all my stuff? 225. All right, let's look at lumber liquidators. We got recent resistance here at 1329. Maybe it'll get to there. And risk reward isn't quite there for lumber liquidators. Okay, on to the next one. Huya we talked about. Oh, we've been talking about it a little bit. Broke over that trend line the other day. Nice little gap up today in reversal. We'll see how that one goes. But the volume coming into Huya here is definitely a little bit more interesting. So that's good. ZTO 2.6%. ZTO is working out really well. A couple others I've been We have Shen here, which is down another 1%, failing at a breakout attempt. Disney's one that I'm interested in here, coming out of a kind of a nice sideways base, nice 5-6 days of green in a row, looking pretty interesting up here. It's actually looked interesting Friday, maybe Thursday here, as the Nasdaq stalls a little bit into highs. I guess that's to be expected. All right, hold on a second. I'm going to grab charger for my other mouse here. All right, I've got that mouse. Let me go ahead and plug stuff in. There we go. See if I can use it while it's plugged in. There we go. This other mouse is just that bad. All right. Cool. Nasdaq looks like it's moving up a little bit there, 1%. Starting to get going. Maybe we'll have a super good day today. That would be super good today. All right, super good today. A little top heavy on the mouse, but I'll get used to it for right now. All right, ZTO Square. Square back up 2%. Looks like coming back up a little bit. CRISPR having a great day, 17%. Looks like it's coming back and moving to highs. This could be one of those 30% days. You never know on CRISPR. Brand new technology. People interested in it. This could be a potentially much longer term, but it's going to be 17% up here. Got some resistance we're hitting right now. If we can blast through that, it could be some good things. You see the volume here, just really very, very minuscule, and then just right there, boom, shoots up. We've came back, basically tested that breakout point, and actually here we're already up significantly from that point, 65%. But from here on up to here, you've got another 100% to the top. So that's not bad at all. And this thing can run, so we'll see if it will. Oh, they got options going out a ways away. Nice. It doesn't really. Oh, 73. Oh yeah, 73. That's the high. 74 doesn't make a world of difference there, and the profit isn't quite there to be taken. Well, I guess that's a really far off risk. Hold on a second. All right, sorry. CRISPR's interesting. Yeah, not sure. Maybe a little bit too interesting. You can get about a 3-to-1 if you go out a leap to 2020, going back all the way to 78. That's a pretty far exaggeration there. You haven't bought anything, Lori? What are you doing? How are you 80% cash? I'm like 95% invested. I mean, there's nothing wrong with anything. I mean, the whole market is just really good. The Nasdaq, I will say, the S&P 500, which we don't really have on here a lot. I was watching yesterday and doing a little bit of homework, and you can see here we're coming up to a resistance point on the ES. So this could be a point of contention, but up before here, has really just been tremendous runs. So I think the NASDAQ has a little more way to go. Oh, no, I guess we're kind of in the thick of it too. But we've already overtaken one of these highs here and coming up to this high here. Oh, we went all in on MJ? You sold your MJ. Okay, MJ's not doing too bad up here. I mean, it's got, you know, a little bit of consolidation. We could play around for a bit, but the whole market could use a rest for a month. We'll see if we get it. I mean, there's a lot of bullish impetus, a lot of bullish things happening. The fact we just had a huge decline and we're having this measured, steady move up is pretty bullish within itself. So at this stage of the game, what I'm really trying to do, Lori, if I can't find a really nice breakout candidate, I'm kind of looking for these little consolidations and trying to get pops off of those. They're not as big trades. And INSG profit taking today, right at those highs. Something like this, like INSG. So this one popped up, formed a base, and you know, I would have liked to buy one this day, preferably this day, or early on in this day right here, and then maybe try to get the pop and maybe sell it up here with everybody else. But this one's good at about, you know, 14-15% profit. That one would be pretty good. Most of them aren't going to give you that much, though. Another one we were looking at, well, ZTO, which is actually, this is one that's working today. And in the past little bit, ZTO, we had coming out of this little consolidation here, and this one kind of rocking in through higher still. Another one that isn't working as good, just to show you both sides of the trade, is Shen. Shen breaking out of actually a cup with handle pattern right there. And today actually pulling back, but you know, you can sell as it crosses the entry point there. Another one I've been looking at, SIVB is another one. This one's still barely broken out. You can see this one just kind of hanging out here towards the highs. Broke that trend line right there. So you can see these have prior uptrends, nice smaller consolidations. Is pretty much what I've been. These are some of the smaller trades I've been playing around with. You know, VMW, obviously a little different scenario, but this one broke out of this base a while ago and running up into earnings. Starbucks is one that I got. I already sold this one. I think I bought it out of this little consolidation, and then I sold it a few days later up here. Paycom is one that I took. Profits a little too quickly on Paycom. I bought on this day, and then I sold the next day. So this one I missed out on a little bit. No, we're still holding Eli Lilly from. Well, I'm still holding Eli Lilly from way back when, but trying to see what else. So that's what I've been looking for recently, is trying to find some of these little consolidation plays, maybe some continuations, things of that nature. But looking for things coming out of bases. NIO, this is what I was interested in. I didn't jump in on Friday, but look at the green volume coming in here as it pops up, forms a little kind of a rounded bottom, kind of a cut base. I don't know why it's... Oh, because it's a China stock. Trump delays tariff increase. Anyway, so that's what I've been doing. I'm not sure if that's part of your strategy. I'm not sure if you're as active as that. Lumber Liquidators is one that's, you know, also coming out of a small base right here, working pretty good. Oh, VMW. Yeah, VMW is good. And Square. You know, what's Square doing today? I think it was popping up towards the highs. Square would be another one to consider, popping up towards highs. We have earnings coming out in 2 days, so that's going to be a little difficult to hold. Team is another one. Looks like it may have started to break out of its little consolidation. This one could still be buyable. Hasn't broken out through the top, but we broke out through the trend line. That one still has a possibility. But you can see it's already broken out of 1 consolidation, 2 consolidations, 3 consolidations. This will be the 3rd one, so we'll see how that one plays out. So technically, I think this would be your buy point on the chart. And you're already up 18%. So this is almost at profit-taking territory for swing traders. So it could we do a pullback here pretty soon, but you may get another pop out of it to get to that 20 to 25%. Garmin here Garmin was on fire. This one actually working right now. This one kind of breaking a little consolidation right there, 3 days, which is a nice little one. Yeah, team's pretty extended. This is a breakout here. Actually, looks like this is a double bottom. This already broke out. So this is an extension, it looks like. But Garmin looking fairly interesting here for a move for a few bucks. You see how it works out of here, but looks like NASDAQ stalling here into these highs, which is fine with me. Ethan, you didn't do your hair. Yeah, do your hair, dude. Otherwise I'm shaving, I told you. Kisses. Okay, do your hair tomorrow. Seriously, I will shave your head. Eight-year-old has a haircut and never combs his hair. Yeah, I'm gonna shave it. All right. $7.49. NBEV, INS, MJ, Paycom pulling in. Was this one just up? Or have we not looked at Paycom? Yeah, so it gapped up a little bit. I wonder if it just rallied down. Lilly back down into flat territory. AMRN pulling in here today. This had a really good day on Friday. Hi, James. Oh, Lily getting with the program today. Look at that. On my options, at least. Bye, babe. Hold on, guys. All right. Keeping it real. I keeps it real. That's right. Just actually pulling up my positions here. EDU is one. Oh, what the hell? Go EDU. All right, so I actually have EDU. I was pulling in a little bit. See if it'll hold that gap. I'm not sure if it will. Not sure if it won't. But getting a pop with the rest of the China stocks. I forgot EDU was a China stock. I know it's a China stock. I just kind of forgot about it. But EDU having a nice little pop here. I mean, Lily looking really good in terms of my position. I don't know if that's still valid or not. I'm debating whether I should take positions. I've got it till June. There's June. Got 135. Oh. Man, I bought a really far out call, didn't I? No wonder it's been so volatile. It's 3 strikes out of the money in a stock that hasn't moved. So, yeah, no wonder it's so volatile. I didn't realize that. 168. Yeah, Lilly's been kind of a swing trade for me. I try not to micromanage those. I try just to look at the charts. I try to avoid the P&L lines, really. But I just had a big increase today. I think it's finally, what is this, 135? Yeah, it's getting a little bit of interest here. What's our open interest? It's beating out the puts right now by about almost a 2-to-1 margin, I'd say, for June. So hopefully that means there's more put owners here. So I call owners. And the NASDAQ pulling in a little bit. There we go. I was expecting a little bit of pullback. We never really had any traction this morning. See how we handle this pullback. Lots of green today. This is really nice. All right, looks like ZTO's getting on with the program. Earnings a ways out, so that can run for a little bit. INS, a prior winner of ours that kind of came up here, topped at 26. We talked about 25, 26 bucks for those super stocks, failing at that one. And looks like...
Was that 2 minutes?
I did your toothbrush stop?
No.
Then it wasn't 2 minutes. Your toothbrush stops at 2 minutes. That's why your toothbrush talks to you.
I did the top first one, and then the top first one.
James, you go until the toothbrush stops.
I did.
You just told me it didn't stop. Which one is it?
Actually, it did stop.
Which one? Are you lying to me?
No. I thought you meant it stopped, like when I was brushing my teeth. Not when I brushed my tongue.
All right. Killing me, James. Love you, Bugs.
Love you. Does my breath smell good?
Go play Legos. Kid's lying to me about brushing his damn teeth. All right, pulling back in here a little bit. Let's see. So Square coming down a little bit, 1.71%. I mean, I should sell. I sold half of my Square position already. I'm thinking I should sell the other half. We got, like I said, earnings in 2 days. A little gap up here today, but it doesn't look like it's maintaining. Of course, it is very early still. And let's see what IBD has to say about stuff. I haven't really kind of too into the current market. I jumped on here a little bit late. 5 stocks are near buy points. That's always good. Artificial intelligence stocks to buy and watch amid rising AI competition. Dana to buy GE Biopharma segment for $21.4 billion takeover. My goodness. All right, 5 stocks to watch, which are near buy points. Adobe. Beautiful. Double bottom, slash cup with handle, whatever you want to call it. Could be either or, but either way, you're basically putting a handle in here right near what should be a buy point. But technically, your buy point would be here. There is earnings coming up. 314. So you got about 3 weeks on Adobe. We'll see if that can rally. We had this trend line here. Looks like it broke it, which is fine. There's no major volume here to really be super excited about, or super scared about, I should say. But Adobe looking not bad. That's been on my list here for a couple days. SNNC looks like they're already trying to break out. Poked their heads higher today. Palo Alto Networks, PANW, earnings coming up. That'll probably be HEIA, which is one that I wasn't able to get a chart on the other day. And I'm not quite sure if I will today either, the looks of that spinner. Cold? Not sure what's going on with HEIA on my chart here. And then Five Below is another one. Looks like it's moving a little bit lower, as a matter of fact. Kind of in the wrong direction. So you have a double bottom right there. There's your breakout point. We didn't have any volume on the breakout. It wasn't even close to average. And it looks like some further downside action is due here. I don't know if I'd be touching Five Below at this stage of the game. I'd let it come back. That's a pretty ominous selling candle right there. Now, it's not that bad because it's not crossing through your 50-day moving average here, but it's still a pretty big one. We could get a bigger pullback in Five Below, so that one's not looking as good to me. INSG down 1.3%, or down. It was down up here almost 5% up. Now it's only up 1.3%, so it's relatively lower. Garmin holding that continuation status so far, and the breadth of the bars in line, so we're either going to pause or have a launch here. SIVB looks like it's getting with the program a little bit. Ideal, VMW, Starbucks. Okay, let's go from the top down, see what we got, see if now things should be a little settled down. We've got CRISPR taking over that very long-term trend line from 37 up to 70 if you're looking for 100% increase in the next year, maybe two. I don't know. CRISPR can run pretty good. Look at this thing, went from 20 up to 70 in basically 4 months, 5 months. So it's capable of doing it. They just have to want it that much. SoFun, this is an interesting one. This is an interesting one. SoFun actually a potential candidate down here. Yeah, I think SoFun's a candidate. I'm going to write this one down. All right, so we'll keep an eye on that guy. NASDAQ pulling down. Looks like we're undercutting the open. Maybe a little. So we did talk earlier about this and the Qs, which are going to have a gap. And they do have a gap. So there's a good possibility we come back, try to fill this gap. Maybe something similar to this situation here, where we gap up and then the next day this one gap down. But whether we gap or we just sell down, we could sell down easily down to here, the 173 level, and then we'll find support here at the 200-day moving average, which would be a change in behavior. This would be the first time. So Friday was the first time we closed above the 200-day, and then maybe if we find some support at the 200-day or the 10-day, which is probably more likely, and the 50 days is still lagging way behind back here. So market's still in a really good uptrend, even though it's selling off here. Keep in mind we are elevated 0.72% off out of the gate. So even if we get back down to flat, that would be filling a gap, which isn't bad at all. I'm really not mad at that whatsoever. All right, so there's SoFun. NIO, as we mentioned, was gapping up this morning out of kind of a weird consolidation pattern. Good volume here, definitely elevated volume after breaking this kind of little consolidation right there. So HUYA, with earnings coming up very soon. 3-4. Okay, so a week and a half. Is that what we're looking at here? A week. We're looking at a week. Oh yeah, because the month ends on the 28th today. So a week up today after today's earnings. Yesterday with a fantastic move above this resistance over here. A couple days before that, you can see another fantastic move above that trend line. That would have been a really good entry point right there, in my opinion. Actually, that would have been a good entry point right there. All right, Noah gapping up here, a little too extended to get involved. Lumber Liquidators is looking interesting again, but with earnings. Earnings coming up here, 3.5. Yeah, I guess it's still okay. It's still okay. Probably a little bit late though. Momo looks like it has some earnings, but not really anything. GDS just popped up above me here, and GDS looks like it has a little bit of a selling candle. Won't be super interested in that one. But it is trying to break out of this consolidation. This could just be a little minor throwback. Okay, so that was good volume yesterday, meaning Friday. And then today, volume's pretty good so far, but there's quite a bit of selling here, obviously. So it opened here, ran up, and has so far come all the way back down to about the open or the low of the day, around there. So could be a chance to reload if you're interested in this one. GDS, I don't remember too much about this one. Let's look at it on on IBD. 41 composite rating, so not a super high quality stock. All right, let's keep it moving. So here, looks like it's still consolidating. Tried to pop up above that trend line and failed even on that day. Was never able to close above that trend line. Coming back down to a low area, this could potentially be a lower risk entry point. And your stop is pretty tight, as a matter of fact. You got, I guess it's not that tight. I guess that even that's 5%, but that, I mean, this is like 15, 12%, 13%. So almost a 3-to-1 risk-reward ratio between this being your stop and this being a potential profit-taking line right there on here. So there's an opportunity. Let's see how that one works out. Getting back up to 18. Not horrible. I mean, you can see it'll do it in a week or two. So that's an option for you guys if you want to do that. Weibo, another Chinese name that's getting that pop this morning. INVA. Looks like one that doesn't have any major formations here. Matter of fact, it looks like the selling just died off. So I wouldn't be jumping into that one yet. WGO, this one has been, doing pretty good for a while there. As a matter of fact, looks like the good buy. So I found this new strategy that actually works based off of a strategy that I have, but they have it based off of some moving averages with a little more definition than I have in my strategy. And their strategy is in these downtrends like this, which is why I have these new lines. So I'll go over this with you guys. So I have the 200-day, the 50-day, the 20-day, and the 8 EMA. So what happens is that all of these have to be in a sequential downtrend like this, and then when the second close over the 50 days your entry, which would be here, and you'd be up about 30% in Winnebago so far. And you can see it's kind of funny right where those lows line up as I right click my mouse inadvertently. You can see right there where they're pulling back. But your profit target is this 200-day line. So I actually really like this strategy. It's very similar to one that I have. Very similar to one that I have, as a matter of fact. But they actually lay it out differently, and I think their early point, I think that this buy point is sooner than my buy point. My buy point would actually be up here in Winnebago, and this one is the second close over the 50-day moving average, which is the one in blue. So basically what you're looking for is a downtrend reversing. And so I'm going to start using that strategy more, because that really lines up with what I'm trying to do. Just spells it out really nicely. And I think S-Fun is a candidate for that right now, which is why I wrote that down. So you can see right here, SoFun, we have the 200-day, there's the 50, there's the 20, there's the 8. It goes sideways after it starts to cross, and then once you close above the 50-day for the second time is your entry. So SoFun here looking to potentially close up today for the first time, and then well, I guess technically that would be your first close above. This would be your second close above. So this one you would have got stopped out on, but this is the second loading attempt. Oh, actually, you know what? I don't know if that's valid, because it didn't base for a while first. It's got to go sideways for some time first. It can't just pop out like that. That usually doesn't work, and this is why. Oh, 8:07. I got to go here pretty soon. So far the market seems to be holding these gains that we've had on the overnight session. We had a little bit of a pullback. Looks like that has been muted, and so we'll see if we can maintain. CRISPR still continuing to go higher. Hasn't sold off yet. This could be a much bigger. You can see we crossed that line there earlier. So CRISPR with a potential here for maybe one of those bottoming plays. So China name number 2 and number 3. Actually, this is so fun, the one we just talked about. VIPS. Looks like it's already kind of had a couple of closes like that, couple of situations. Huya, NIO, NOAA, Lumber Liquidator. So hopefully this would be a good week. If we can stay above this 200-day moving average, that would be really great. I don't see anything wrong with staying above that 200 moving average. Here's a potential one here. This one got pretty choppy though. That one didn't look good. We've been looking at Weibo. That didn't look good. So I'm putting together some other scans for that setup. I really like it because it's based off moving averages, and I should be able to write a script to screen for it. MMNFF, we don't have a 200-day moving average, but we do have other moving averages. And so here's your sideways. This may be your first close. Maybe we'll look for a second close. It's a little choppy, though. It's already failed at highs a couple of times. So you can see right there's a resistance level at 358. There, and there. So not quite sure if that'll work out. But even a play to 358 here would get you about 10%. 357, 12.65% from here on MMNFF. So that's not bad right there. Just 12% just from here to resistance isn't too bad. Acacia, oh wow, big move off earnings, not stopping. Too extended to get involved here. There's no base to buy off of. AMBA looks pretty interesting here. You got earnings coming up really soon though. 3.5. Okay, so still got a week to go on earnings. Had a gap up. Refilled the gap, or filled the gap, and then moving. No volume really anywhere though. That's okay. Twitter rising the rankings up 3% right now. Looks like it's actually tightening a little bit here. Almost like a volatility funnel we talk about at Real Crypto. Similar to that. Not exactly, but similar to that. Been stuck in this range for a while, and it looks like the range is tightening. Looks like some more work still needs to be done, but could be a potential for a move in the future. BABA breaking up. We talked about this one on Friday, as a matter of fact. Looks like it closed Friday very nicely. Volume a little timid. And today, lots of volume, but not a lot of price progression upward. So we'll see if that ends up being a stalling candle. Hertz kind of getting with the program a little bit. Carvana, CMCM. All right, guys. Well, I'm gonna get out of here. Get ready for my power hour. Make sure my kid's still alive. So stay safe out there. Market's looking pretty good. Yeah, my portfolio's looking pretty good. I mean, on this break of the NASDAQ, my TQQQ position is doing pretty good. And up almost 25% overall in the TQs, which is good. Square's doing good. EDU's doing good. Even Riot's doing good, which is weird. All right, guys, I'm going to get out of here. Have a good day. I will see you tomorrow. Peace.